So please go through my first video of preposition class. This is my second video of preposition class where I'll be teaching you kinds of prepositions, 6 kinds of prepositions, and my third video I'll be teaching you how to distinguish between an adverb and a preposition. So, and my fourth video I'll give you a complete detailed idea about how to use the words of preposition. Though in this class also I'll tell you how to use it, but in short, so that I can finish up all the 6 kinds of prepositions to let you know that what are the kinds of prepositions are there. So let us start the 6 kinds of prepositions. Number 1 is simple preposition or single word preposition. So with the help of this name of this preposition, kinds of preposition, you can understand that single word preposition means single word, means like in, at, or in, at, by, with, to, then from, then you can say through, then of, for. These are the words which are single word prepositions. That's why it is called single word prepositions, and also it is called simple prepositions as well. Like, so let us see with the help of some examples how we generally use. On is generally used when you place an object, or it can be a noun or a pronoun, object on the means it is actually shows a position. On shows a position. Like for example, if I tell you, like suppose this is a watch. Now this watch is on my hand. So if I say, if it is placed on my hand, so it's a position of the watch lying. So here I can say the watch is on my hand. So that is why this on shows the position of the object. That's why here on is actually showing the position of the object, and on is used in this way only. Like the book is on the table, the my laptop is on the bed. So this is how you can use it. Let's go to some other one, like in. In is actually used for time. In is also used for place. Like in, if it is used for place, then I'll say I live in India. I live in India. So India is a place where I live. So obviously in is actually used for place also in this sentence. Now in can be also used for time. Like they were married, or I got married in the year 90. Suppose I'm just saying 2016. So I got married in the year 2016, or I got married in 2016. So here I'm talking about the time when I got married. Or if I'm saying like this, they were married in 1990. So I'm talking about a time when they got married. So in is also used for time. Let's know the use of by. By can be used in different situations. Like by can be used for when you want to talk about a person that who has done it. Like suppose a book was written by somebody. So I can say this book was written by this author. So here by I'm using for, I can use for name also. This book Gitanjali was written by Rabindranath Tagore. So who wrote the book Gitanjali? So Gitanjali was wrote by Rabindranath Tagore. So right, by is used in this way also. By can be used when it comes to transportation. Means you want to talk about transportation, like then also you can use by. Like I will come tomorrow at your house by bus, or I will come tomorrow by bus. I will come tomorrow by train. So this is how also you can use the word by. Let's understand the word for. For is actually used for, like suppose, what will I say, like for cause, like I'm working for the poor, or I'm making this video for the poor people who cannot afford a good course. So here, for whom I'm making it for the poor people. So obviously I'm making it for a reason. So for some people. So for whom? For them. So I'm working to suppose if I'm saying like I'm working to support the poor people, or you can say he is working to earn good amount of money so that he can give a good life to his family. So he is earning he's working hard for money. So this is also for what he's earning. He's working for money. So here for is also used like in this way. Let us go to some other thing like from. From is actually like used in this way, like I have come from India. So from which place I did come from India. So I can talk about, here again we are talking about from can be used for places also, or places of origin also. It can also be used for other various situations, like I will come to your house directly from my house, from my home. I'll come to your home directly from my home, or directly from my office. I will come to your home directly from my office. So I'm again talking about a place that from where I'm coming from, or I'll be coming from coming to your house from which place? So from office. So I'll be coming to your home directly from my office. So from is again used for place, like this way also. Of like I'm fond of milk, I'm fond of food, I'm fond of movies. So I mean okay, you can use in this way also, like there is a cup of milk. So this is also you can this is also a way you can use it. So of is also used like that. He always talk good thing of him. About him also can be there. About again also can be used in this way. So let us talk about next one, which is out. Like he's out right now from my home, or he's out right now from the office. So here out is again used in this way. Through, I have gone through the book, or I have gone through the jungle in search of food. So through is something when you know, like through, I'll make you understand. Suppose if this is a pipe, now if I throw a ball from here and there is an end of this pipe, so the ball went through it and moved out from the end of the pipe. So that is called through, means it has traveled. So it is like that. So through is used generally when you talk about traveling. Like when you say I've gone through the book, it means from the first page to the last page you have completely read the book. That means you have traveled a time to read that book. So that's why that through is used in that way. So I hope I have made you understand that. Till, T-I-L-L. I have walked till late night. So till means I'm talking about a point of time. Till what time I have read. So then I can use it like that. I will walk till 5 o'clock. So I'm talking again about a time, a point of time. Till is generally used in that way. Or I can use like this also. I'll walk till my last breath. So it is again in that way. You can say talking about time only, because the day you will take your last breath. So obviously it is talking about an event of time only. So I will walk till my breath. I will walk for the poor till my last breath. So this is how you can make sentences with the help of these prepositions. Then to is a very important and a very I'll tell you common preposition. Like I'm talking to you, I'm teaching to you. Then I will come to your house. So to is also used for direction. I'll come to your house. So I'm talking about a direction. Again, I'm talking to a direction, that I'm talking to you, I'm talking to him. So I'm talking about again a direction, I'm indicating someone, person. So in this way also to is used. Then up, like please go up the stairs and find whether the room is vacant or not. So this is also how you can use it. Up is like when you're talking about our level or a rank. Like I can also say the profit this year has gone up. The profit in this year has gone up. So you're talking about a level. When you talk about a level, then up is used, and when you're talking about a level of which is going down, then the down is used also. With, again a very important one. With is also it means like with somebody. Like I'm talking with somebody. I will come. Like I'll tell you, like I'll come along with him. Along with is again a different kind of position. I'll teach you that. So as I'm talking with him, I'll walk with him. I'll work with him. I'll read with him only, or I'll study with him. So with is actually used generally when you want to show that it is towards together something. Then only with is used. So I'll tell you more about this word properly, how to use it in my fourth video obviously, but here I'm just giving you some examples so that you can understand. So this is all about, there are many more single words prepositions are there. So I've told you few of them which are very important and very usable in daily life, in your daily life. So simple or single word prepositions. Next is your compound prepositions, where basically compound means we know two things when merged together generally, right? So here if you see about, above, across, along, amidst, among, then around, before, behind, below, beside, between, beyond, inside, outside, then you can say within, without. So if you see these words, you will find there are two words are there which are combined and has been made one single preposition, and that's why we call it compound preposition. Like with plus out, both together we have joined and we have made it without. With plus within, we have joined and made it within. Then out plus side, we have joined and said and made one word preposition, that is outside. Inside, then in this way, beyond, between, between, then before, around. So a plus round. So in this way, two words are joined together to form one word preposition, that is called compound preposition, because two words are joined to form one word. That's why called compound preposition. But let us see how to use it. Like about, I will talk about him tomorrow, means about something. I'll talk about him, means when you want to talk about something, then only you say I'll talk about him. I'll walk about that, I'll work on about I'll work about I'll work on about that subject. So in this way also you can use. Then about can be used in this way also, like please talk to him about the interesting fact of this matter. So about, again, when you want to talk about a fact, information about a person, then about is more generally used. Then again above means when you talk about a level, again above means over, like, or not over exactly, it's you're showing a position, means position of the thing or anything. Like, so above means, I'll tell you, you use like this, like the sky is above our head, the roof or the ceiling is above our head. So above means it is showing a position, it's like that. Then again, if you want to say I have come across an interesting fact about this matter. So I have come across means I have come to know. So I have come across about an interesting fact about this matter. So this is how you use it generally. Then along, I have come along with this person to tell you about this information. I have come along with this person means when you take something along with it, means one thing is there, again one more thing you are adding to it. So then along is mostly generally used. I have bought this book along with this another book. So this is like that is used. Amidst is actually means in the mid, amid. From there this word has been used, amidst. So it's generally, it's not that much in use, but people sometimes again use it, like how will I tell you the sentences? It's very complicated sentence, sometimes it is used, or you can say very rare uses. But again I'll tell you, like I live in a town amidst all beautiful trees and people. I live in a town amidst all beautiful trees and beautiful people. So amidst means in between. So I live in a town in between beautiful trees and people. So this is how you use it generally. Amidst. Among is again use it when you talk about a group or one thing in a group. Like suppose if I want to say he is my best friend among all my friends. He is my best friend among all my friends. So there is a group of friends that I have, but among all of them means out of all of them, he's my best friend. This is how you use among. So he's my best friend among all my friends. This is how you use it. Then again, before, like I am standing before you, they have come to stand before me, or they are standing before me. So this is how you use it. They are standing after me, so after is again a compound one, so you can use it before after like this. Then behind, so behind is also talking about a position. So see, before after is also a position, behind is also a position. Behind means back, at the back. Okay, so at someone who is at your back, you can say behind me. So the person who is standing behind me, or you can say this whiteboard which is behind me is quite big in size or quite small in size. So behind is used in this way. Behind means which is at the back, or which is just at the back of something. Am I clear to it? And which is in front of it, you can say before, in front, like this. Then below. Below means again a position. Suppose if this is a table and there's a cat, there's a book, or you can say a box is kept below the table, means below the table, the position it is showing. So the box is kept over here, so I can say go and pick the box which is there below the table. So am I clear with the things? It is again a position, below. Then beside. Beside means something which is just beside to you, not behind, not in front. So beside. So if I'm saying this person is standing beside this person, so this is also okay. Or your house is just beside my house. Just means just beside my house, not behind, not in front. Okay, then again you can use it between. The box is in between the cupboard and bed. The box is kept in between the cupboard and the bed. So this is how you use it. When something is there in between two things, something is there. Suppose two things are there, and here one more thing you have kept it. So here one more. So you can say, I can say that this is kept in between this and this. So between, use this like this. Beyond. Beyond means when something is beyond your reach, means means cross the limit. Like suppose if I say this news is beyond my imagination, means I could not imagine this about this news which I have got it right now. Then I have walked beyond my capacity. So I have walked beyond my capacity. Here again I'm talking about that I have crossed my limit of my capacity and I've walked for it. So this is how you use. When you want to talk about capacity, or you want to talk about crossing the limit, then beyond is used actually. So let us understand again inside and outside. So what is inside and outside? Same, in the same way you can use it. He is standing inside the house, he is standing outside the house. So this is the like that. Or I have kept the books inside the house, I have kept the books outside of the house. Or my friends are playing outside of the room. Some of my friends are gossiping inside the room. So this is how you use inside, outside. When suppose if there is a box, if something is there inside that box, so that is called inside. Outside, when something is there outside of the box, that is outside. So then within means something which you bring it from within, like bring out the fire from within yourself. Bring out the fire within yourself means try to bring out the fire that you have, or the passion that you have, or the power that you have from within yourself, from inside. Within means from inside. So this is how you use it. Without is again like that. Like I cannot walk without my laptop, I cannot walk without my mobile, I cannot make this video without a camera. So this is how you use without means when you don't when you want to include something but there is an exclusion, like as I said, I cannot work without my laptop, or I cannot live without you. So sometimes you say emotional dialogues are there, I cannot live without you. So again here without means if you are excluded, I cannot live. if you are included with me, then I can leave. In the same way, I can walk if my laptop is there, and if my laptop is not there, I cannot walk. So without means like that, like I cannot walk without my laptop. So without is used in this way. So this is all about compound prepositions. Now let us talk about double prepositions. There are also called double prepositions. Like double, what is the difference between double preposition and compound preposition? Compound prepositions are together used. It like I said, inside, together it's inside. But double prepositions are like outside of, out of, from behind, from within. There is some examples. So let us get some idea about this outside of, how to use it. Like he's working outside of his office. He's walking outside of his office. This matter is out. Okay, outside. No, he's walking outside of his office. So this is how you use it. That outside of. Then out of. This matter is out of his hand, or this matter is out of my hand. So means not in my hand. It's out of my hand. So this matter is out of my hand. So this is how you use it generally. From behind, he has attacked from behind. He has attacked that person from behind, or he has attacked from behind so that he can control over him. So from behind means from behind. This is how you use it. From within, again, please try to bring out the passion from within yourself. From within yourself. So there's not much difference within and from within, but again you use it in different ways. So English is a language where we have a lot of options of using the same sentences or saying the same meaning in different ways. So this is why English is an international and linker language we call, and that is why English is one of the easiest language, because we have many options to explain our views, our viewpoints, expressions in different ways, but the meaning will be same. So this is what the benefit. So these are called some double prepositions. Now let us know some participle prepositions, which are like participle prepositions. What is participle prepositions means? Like I'll tell you, like considering, regarding, then concerning. So concerning, like if I have to make a sentence like he wrote me a letter concerning my health, or concerning about my health, or concerning my health. He wrote me a letter concerning my health means he was concerned about my health, so he wrote me a letter. So he wrote me a letter concerning my health. So this is how you use it. Very rare use, but again you use it. Considering, like I am making these videos considering the fact that there are a lot of people in the world who cannot afford good courses, so I'm making for those poor people. So this also you can use it in this way. Like I'm making these videos considering the fact that there are a lot of poor people out there, or there are a lot of people who don't have time to go for a course. They can learn at their own convenient time from these videos. So let me make one more easy examples. Like he is working on the subject on this matter, considering that it is related to me and I'm his best friend. So considering is like that, is used like that. Then again I can use regarding. I am working regarding your matter only, or I'm looking regarding, I'm looking taking care regarding your matter, or I'm talking regarding your matter only with the panel. I'm talking regarding your matter only with the panel, or I'm talking to the panel regarding your matter. So this is how you use it. Regarding, again, means regard means to that, concerning to that particular subject or the thing that you're talking about. So this is some examples of how you use participle prepositions. Very rare use, but again you can use it, and you have used it also a lot of time. Let's come to the fifth one, which are phrasal prepositions. Phrasal prepositions means, phrasal prepositions, obviously you know, phrase means there are some group of words which itself has a meaning. So that's why we call it phrasal. Now here phrasal prepositions are there something like according to, along with, because of, for the sake of, on behalf of, in case of, in spite of, instead of. So these are all phrasal prepositions, and we use it in our daily life like anything. So let us take one example of it. Like according to, I'll walk according to my boss instruction. I will walk according to my boss instruction. So according to means as per my boss will tell me, I will walk. So I will walk according to my boss instruction. So here according to is a phrasal preposition in this sentence. Along with, I will come to your home along with my mother. So means I mean to say, I will take my mother along with me and I'll come to your home. So I'll come to your home along with my mother. So along with is used in this way. Next, because of. Today I'm suffering because of you. So this is used in this way. Because of means I'm talking about the reason. So or I have failed because of my own faults or because of my own mistake. So this is also how you can use because of. For the sake of. Please, for the sake of God, do not talk to me. Or please, for the sake of God, do not spoil my work. Or do not, harm me. Please, for the sake of God, do not harm me. So for the sake of means you use it for some, you're taking someone in consideration in that way. On behalf of, I am working on behalf of my friend. I am working on behalf of my mother. So this is, you can say that some work which someone else should have done that, but you have done it or you are doing it on behalf of that person. Then you can say on behalf of. Then in case of emergency, please call me. Means if there is an emergency, then please call me. This is also you can use it. In case of any important information, please mail me. So this is how you use in case of. In favor of, I will write a check in favor of your account, or I will work in favor of your NGO. So this is how you can use in favor of. In front of, I'll come in front of your house tomorrow sharp at 9 o'clock. I'm already standing in front of your office to deliver you the check or the goods. So this is how you can use in front of. In order to, I will work in order to get good result. So it means it is a chain of events. Like you are working to get good result. You are working to get success. So then you can say in order to. Like I'm working in order to get success. I'm working in order to provide good education to the people. I'm making this video in order to give my viewers good content of lectures. So in this way. In place of, he can work in place of me, or put this book in place of this book. So you are replacing that. Then you can use in place of. In spite of. In spite of telling you not to go there, you went and you did the mistake. So this is how you use it. In spite of. In spite of means even if you have told, then also somebody has done something. In that way you can use it. Like in spite of working hard, I'm not getting success. Or in spite of working hard, my friend is not getting success, or my friend is not winning an tournament. So this is how you can use instead of working in case of in spite of working hard. Then instead is also something like that. Instead of putting him down, please raise yourself up. Instead of putting him down, please raise yourself up. This is how you can use this phrasal prepositions in your daily lives. And the last one is disguised preposition, which is like a and also o. These two words are disguised prepositions, which is used in very few examples. Like when we say I'll walk, it is right now 6 o'clock. So when you say 6 o'clock, so this o, have you thought about which part of speech is this? It is a preposition, and this o stands for off. So in this way only o is used. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock to indicate a time, and it is actually represent off. Weekend form of preposition of off. It is called, o is called the weekend form of preposition of off. Same if I say I will come at your place thrice in a week. So I am sure you have heard about it, twice in a week, thrice in a week. Now here, a week, this a or a is not an article over here. This a or a is a preposition. Which preposition? Weakened form of preposition of on. That's why we use it in this way. Or like we can get some more example. He earns 100 rupees a day. Now he earns 100 rupees a day. Here a day is not an article. Here a is actually a preposition. It is a weakened form of preposition of on. Then again few more example. I meet him twice a week. I meet him twice a week. Here is again not an article. Remember guys, this is very important one. So it is a preposition, weakened form of preposition of on. He will come at 6 o'clock. Again O is used as a weakened form of preposition of O is used like that. I'll come at 6 o'clock. So here O is 6 o'clock. 6 O is a disguised preposition. So these are the all 6 kinds of preposition, guys. I hope it will help you a lot to know the kinds of preposition. I'm sure you have loved this video because a lot of things you have come to know in this video, the kinds of preposition you have come to know. So now guys, do not forget to watch my third video where I'll be teaching you how to differentiate between an adverb and a preposition, which will be a very short video, but you must watch that video in order to understand preposition completely, because there are a lot of situations and positions are there where you don't understand whether it's an adverb or it's a preposition. So in order to understand that, please watch my third video of preposition class where I'll teach you how to differentiate between or distinguish between preposition and an adverb. So with that note, I'm ending this video, and I'm sure if you like the video, then please click on the like button.